Hey guys, hope you're all good. Andy here from iTechie TV with my final review of the Samsung Galaxy Note 2. So let's get into the video and see what this phone is all about. So guys, let's take a look at the design of the phone. Now this is a 5.5 inch phone, and I'm not going to go through all the specs in this video because if you go over to my product tour you can see all the specs because it just takes too long to go through because there's so many specs. But yeah, it's a 5.5 inch phone. It's made mostly out of plastic, and there is a few bits that will prove to you that this is all plastic, because look at that back. That is quite cheap plastic, but believe me, when it's on the phone it's alright. So let me just tour you round some of the, if I just click this back on, just some of the things about the phone. So on the front we have the home button, and there's two capacitive touch buttons here. So you've got a back and menu button. At the top we've got our speaker and front facing camera, and I think those two are kind of sensors or something. On the side we've got the power and lock button. On the bottom we've got the micro USB connector, the S Pen that comes out here, microphone. On the back we've got the camera and the LED flash. I can't remember the exact megapixel of the camera, but please go to my product tour because I go through all the specs on there. So I'm not going to just go through all of that just yet. If you go over to the product tour you can see it there. On the top we have the headphone jack and I think that's a microphone or something. So that's enough of the design of the phone. So let's get on to the performance of this phone. Right guys, let's get into the performance of this phone. So I'll just tell you that the quick specs is a 1.6 GHz quad-core processor, and it has 2 gigs of RAM. But obviously, as I said, if you want to know the full specs, then please go over to my product tour. So what we're going to do here, just to see the performance, is we're going to run a quadrant test. So this is a benchmarking app that you can benchmark your phone with. So we're just going to run this on the Note 2 to see what the scores come up at. So it will run some 2D and 3D graphics and stresses on the processor and memory. So on this, at the moment, we can see we're getting about 55-60 frames per second. And let's just run this through. There's a few more tests to go. And it's just running through. I think this is 3D, 2D maybe, yeah, 3D. 62 it peaked to there, 62 frames per second. So very high scores. And final benchmark is 6,695, which is a huge score. Look, it's well beyond the HTC One X. Transformer Prime, it's nearly double that. So that's a big score. So you're going to get some great performance out of this phone. So if you're looking for performance, this is definitely the phone for you, because it is extremely powerful. So some other, just go through performance. Battery life, extremely good battery life. Can't remember the exact milliamp hour, but obviously you can just go over to the product tour and I run through the specs on that. But yeah, the battery life, it's lasted me about 2 days, and I haven't been using this as a daily runner because I use my iPhone for that. But I've been using it quite a lot for Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I've listened to music on it, watching YouTube. So yeah, quite heavy media intensive applications, and it's lasted me about 2 days. So that's extremely good, and it's definitely great for someone that needs good battery life, because obviously we know from the iPhone it's not great, is it? So most of these Android devices do have good battery life. So that's it for the performance. So let's take a look at the features of the phone. So guys, let's look at the features of the phone. So obviously the main feature of this phone is the screen, because it's absolutely huge, 5.5 inches, and the PPI, I think it's about 3 300 and something. I can't remember exactly. I don't know if that's even right, but obviously product tour for all the specs. So yeah, the screen is absolutely beautiful. If I can just focus that there. There we go. This screen is absolutely stunning. You can't see any pixels whatsoever. It's just beautiful. So that is, yeah, the main selling point of the phone. If you want a big screen, this is the device to go for, because obviously with that performance, you're going to get a great experience with the phone. The next main feature is the S Pen, which pulls out from the bottom of the phone and it automatically knows when you've taken the S Pen out. So the main feature of this is to use it as notes. So if we create a new note, there we go. Let's just write, oh, it didn't quite detect it there. Hello. It's extremely accurate, this S Pen as well. So you can write really nice notes. If you prefer writing things and typing it, then this is a great feature to have. And there's other things you can do with the S Pen. So a nice feature with the S Pen is called Quick Command. So to use this, you have to use the button on the S Pen and you have to draw up. So there we go, we've activated Quick Command. Now on this you can do different things. So say I wanted to search the internet. We just draw a question mark. And say we want to write YouTube. And it's searching for YouTube. There we go. And it detects the writing really well. I think it's a really good feature. So also, and if I go back into internet, then if I wanted to select something on, say if we go to images, open this, say we wanted to select something on the screen, we can draw around it by holding down the button and joining round. If I can get it to join. There we go, I've got it to join. So we can add this to Scrapbook, add an S note, or it's gone already, that's copied to clipboard. It does it pretty quickly, but you can email it, and so on. So that's about the main features with the S Pen. There is more features, but I'm not going to go through it for the sake of this video, because there is quite a few. So if you want to look at more features, go to the Samsung website and it will show you more about the S Pen. So I would say those are the main features of this phone, and let's get into my final thoughts on this phone. So what are my final thoughts on this phone? I've been extremely impressed with this phone, mainly due to the screen and the performance. I didn't think I was going to use this as a main phone, but I did in fact for one day, just to try it out, and yeah, the size didn't really bother me. It fits in your hand nicely, and it's not too much of a pain, say, to type. If we just create a new message, the screen, you do need two hands, but that's not a problem. I use two hands on my iPhone, and if we have a side keyboard like this, it's really nice big keyboard to type on. So people that like big phones, definitely this is for you. I've been impressed so much with the performance. It's super quick, super smooth to switch through screens. The battery life has been brilliant. Media on this device is brilliant due to the screen and the performance. And yeah, it's just a brilliant phone. I really like it. This is probably the Android phone I would buy if I was going away from an iPhone. Maybe a S4 or something, just smaller, maybe a bit more convenient. But yeah, I love Android on this. It's great. I never thought I would like Android because I'm so set with iOS. As, well, you could call me a fanboy, but I'm always open to trying new things. But this is I really love using Android on this because it's just so smooth. And it's something different from the iPhone. So if you are looking to change from an iPhone, then I strongly suggest going for a Samsung device. If you don't want the size of this, then go for an S3 or S4. But if you do like a big phone and want to try this out, then get it. It's brilliant. So I highly recommend this phone. And that was my review, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. This was my first review of a smartphone, so hopefully you liked it. Hopefully I did a quality review. And that's about it from me today, guys. So hope you're all good, and catch you later. Cheers.